Bro, I'll just be honest with you. Like, the reason you feel lost, the reason that you feel misguided, the reason that you feel stagnant and stuck is because you don't have clarity, right? And you don't know who you want to become. You don't know the type of principles and the standards you want to live by. You don't know like the type of relationships that you want to have. Like, you have no clarity and direction. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, like bro to bro, G to G. Like, how long has this been going on where you just haven't been you, right? And the problem with this is that when you don't have the clarity, you just become a reactor to life, right? When you don't have clarity, you can't communicate with the universe exactly what your desires are. And because you can't communicate to the universe what your desires are, the universe is just going to give you whatever, whatever just flows, right? And this is why having that clarity is so important, because clarity is the prerequisite. Once you have clarity, you're able to have intention, right? Clarity is a prerequisite for intention, just how awareness is a prerequisite for intention, right? Now, in order to be intentional, what are you going to be intentional to? Like, what are you aligning to? And this is why having that clarity is so, so important. And as long as you don't have clarity in your life, you're just going to prolong this place of being stagnant, feeling like you're in motion and not really taking action. And you're not really making progress because the universe doesn't know what to give you. All right. So we're just going to have a bro to bro talk here today, man. Because I feel like every man, every woman should have clarity in their lives. And clarity gives you the opportunity to have intention and communicate to God and the universe like exactly what you want, right? How is God in the universe supposed to know your order and deliver the order to you if you don't even know what you want to order? The universe is a delivery system. The universe will give you exactly what you give it. Whatever the frequency, energy, and vibration that you're providing to the universe will give that back to you, right? But again, it all starts with the clarity, right? Now, I think this is a huge problem that a lot of people are dealing with, because what tends to happen is we get caught up in the distractions of life. We get caught up in the programming of life, our environment, the people around us, the content that we watch, the music that we listen to. And you're constantly programming yourself with something. You know, I've always learned that you either wash your brain or you become brainwashed. So if you're not even intentional with what you're consuming, that's like the first step, right? The first step to reprogramming is like, what are you consuming on a day-to-day basis? Like, my life changed when I started to read books. My life changed when I started to watch motivational speakers, people that were smarter than me, people that were achieving more levels of success than me. And that's what starts to, start the reprogramming process, right? And maybe you don't know what you want, even though I feel like everybody should know what they want. And if you don't, figure out what you don't want, right? But even if you're at that state where you're still trying to figure that out, like, the first thing you could do is just start changing what you consume. Because when you start changing what you consume, it starts to reprogram the thoughts, ideas, and brain patterns that ultimately complete what is known as your identity, right? The more you just inundate yourself with the right type of information and the right type of content, you'll start to automatically become a new person, because we are what we consume at the end of the day. Like, you are. The program that you're running is based on what you're programmed by. And what you're programmed by is what you consume on a day-to-day basis. So that's very, very important. Like, change what you're consuming, right? There's so many distractions out here, right? So even if you don't know what you want, first step is just to change what you consume on a day-to-day basis, right? You have to start stepping into that new identity, that new version of yourself. And then once you change what you consume, what that does is it starts to change your subconscious mind, and you start thinking differently. And thinking differently is like mastering thought, and changing the way that you think, your beliefs, is like top of funnel. It's top of funnel. When I say top of funnel, it's like everything filters down from your thoughts. Thoughts influence your emotions influence your actions, and your actions influence your results. So if you can truly master thought, then you can master your results in life. Okay? But it all has to come from clarity. Okay? And I know there's so many people out there that, have let life beat them up. You've let life beat you up, man. And I get it. You've let life beat you up and make you start to doubt the dreams and the goals that you've always had. And now that doubt, that seed of doubt, has grown into a forest of inaction. And that forest of inaction has grown into, whatever. Like it's, a forest of inaction has grown into, that inaction has now turned into complacency. That complacency has now turned into, you settling. And now, that has totally shifted your identity to where you don't even know who you want to be anymore. Let alone who you want to be, who you are. A lot of people are living lives and aren't even choosing who they are, because they just become victim to these programs. A lot of people are walking around, and I hope this isn't you, just like not liking themselves. They just identified all of these different programs that have become a part of them, and they just do it out of habit, right? And maybe this is you, right? Maybe this is you. I hope I'm speaking to that one person. This video is only for one person. But take some time, grab a pen, grab a paper, and ask yourself, what do you want? And this brings up another important topic, like the process of reflection, right? Like, reflection is so important. Reflection is so important because through reflection, you're able to challenge beliefs, ideas, constructs, pendulums, and that allows you to create a new identity. Because if you never go back and actually analyze and make a subconscious decision, then you're not really changing, right? You have to reflect and choose a new belief, but that's a process, and it takes, presence, it takes time, it takes silence, and it takes intention, right? But I want you to get out of this feeling, this low vibrational feeling that you're in right now, right? Close your eyes. See who you want to become. What do you look like? What are you wearing? Where are you at? Where do you live? What is your family structure? How much money do you make? All of these things, right? But the thing is, when you're going through this process, you can't have any doubt, right? Because doubt is the killer. Doubt is the killer of clarity. Because once you have clarity in what you want, you have to have complete and total belief in it. Because clarity doesn't matter when doubt shows up in the room. Right? because 1% of doubt cancels out all belief. And I'll leave you with that. Peace, everybody. Peace and love. Peace and abundance. MJ the Mastermind checking back out into the next video. If you're somebody that enjoys personal development content, law of attraction content, then tap in. Peace.